Man, welcome back, everybody. Directly and Direct Shows, your boy Tremaine Yo Check. So, you already know how I give it up, man. I be strolling the internet on my little YouTube streets, and I came across this dude named One Deep 215. One Deep 215, and it was kind of crazy because the title was pretty much here's why men are single. And I was like, I know why men are single. Let me see if this guy knows what he talking about. And man, I watched the video and I was like, yo, let me share this video with everybody. Mainly women to kind of give y'all an idea on how men think. The average man, the average working man that got something, a house, car, got his shit together. You know what I'm saying? And this dude, he always blogs from his work van, so obviously he getting it in too, getting this 1-2 step in type shit. So I'm gonna react to this video, man. Kind of give y'all an idea, women, an idea on some things y'all are doing wrong that you may not be aware you're doing wrong, and some of y'all doing wrong and you don't give a damn, and that's cool too. Just remain single, remain solo, and remain collecting body counts, cause that's all y'all doing pretty much. But anyway, man, let's go ahead and check this video out, and yeah, check it out.
I get asked, not a lot, but sometimes, why do you make these videos? Why do you make these videos mainly on the aspect of men being single and protecting their peace and not going out here rushing to get into something that you know is going to be a doom? How to look for certain type of signs from women and things of that nature. And it's like, why would you even ask that question? You know, we all know what goes on out here. Whether it's cheaper to leave her or peace over cheeks. Whatever slogan you want to.
Peace over cheeks is crazy. I ain't gonna hold you, man. This cat said peace over cheeks. That's wild. But, but nah, man. At the end of the day, he also said something out the gate. Rushing into things. I'm a victim of rushing into relationships. Not, I wouldn't say rushing into relationships, but rushing, pressing forward something that has no substance, right? Because if something has no substance, then odds are it's not going to make it. If a house is built on um, a cotton foundation, it's not going to stand very long. You feel me? As opposed to a house built on cinder blocks, concrete. Um, it has a little muscle to kind of withstand those storms, those little minute arguments that turn into giant arguments. So yeah, Russian definitely will doom anything out the gate. But let's continue.
Put up there. It all rings true. And most of the time it's women that scratch their head and they want to know why. And it's like, how y'all don't see why? That's one of the problems right there. That's one of the main problems is they don't acknowledge that there's a problem. Or they'll acknowledge there's a problem as far as gender wars, but they don't acknowledge why men don't want to approach them, why men don't want to be serious with them, why men don't want to approach them in the least. Just the approach, a lot of women is flabbergasted on.
Yeah, let's break that down a little bit, man. The approach. So I see a lot of women. They almost over time has become unapproachable. Now I'm at an age where growing up there were no DMs, there were no Snapchat. You gotta walk up to a shorty to talk to her. Like you had to put your 1-2 up type. Like you ain't no. I DM her later. I saw her at the mall. I just DM her later. Nah. If you saw her out at Walmart, the mall, Kroger, you better walk up to her. You don't know when you gonna see her again. I came from that. Now women has made it almost to they've become unapproachable, and they call it resting bitch face, right? So you're single and you walk around with a mean mug all day, and you call it resting bitch face, and you hope no man talk to you, but you wonder why no man talk to you. Then you choose men that's not good for you. It makes no sense. It's one giant contradiction. Um, yeah, man, it's kind of wild. And then they say allowed. I don't know what the issue is with men. Well, you. What about you? If you have been in several failed relationships, several failed marriages, it's time to look at you. But let's continue.
Why that's not happening? It's like, do you see y'all behavior? Do you see y'all? Because here's the thing in a nutshell: a woman will say, "Well, it's not me," or "I'm not like that," or "It's hyperbole what you saying. It's exaggeration. It ain't that bad." And it's like all you gotta do is look around. So that part that they don't realize what's going on and that is a problem. That's one of the reasons. Because it's like if you just open your eyes and look around, it might not be you per se. But look at your counterparts. Look at the people you work with. Look at your family members. Look at your friends. It's happening. It's a thing. And the fact that they laugh at a man wanting peace just shows how immature they are.
Yo, I'll tell every man, any man, if a woman laughs at the idea of you wanting peace, run. Because all she has in store is chaos, destruction. Yeah, run. And I get it, man. We live in a time where it's almost like so much is put on demand so much demand is put on demand. That's crazy. But it's true though, unfortunately. But that's okay. We're built for it. But we also must have a woman that's able to be led. Because a lot of women, and I get it, there are men that can't lead. And I understand that. We're not talking about those men. But the men that can lead, put yourself in a position to be led. And don't say, let me find a man to be in my soft girl era. Be in your soft girl era when you find me. Because I'm not going to wait till you to soften up because you have the exterior and the demeanor of a man. I'm not waiting for that. That's kind of insane to wait for. But yeah, no man wants to date a man unless he wants to date a man. Now, rewind that. Let's continue.
Some of them don't laugh, they shun it, or they make it seem like it's an exaggeration or it's not really a thing. Because a lot of them like chaos. So they don't understand what peace is. They think they got an idea of what peace is. They think. But they don't know. They don't really know. So that's show them right there. And that's why I made this video, because it's like, these are the reasons. These are the reasons why men ain't doing it. They, at best you might get, a phone call and maybe go out, let's see what happened. And y'all barely getting that. Because a lot of men has been putting behind the 8 ball for far too long. And I like making videos like this because it brings awareness to a lot of men that don't probably know as much. That probably haven't been through all the things I've been through.
He said something crazy. He said a lot of men has been put behind the 8 ball for so long. That's a lot. And he's not wrong. So, okay, it's like this. If you're not mentally available, because a lot, what women do is what I call the monkey bar effect, and it's happened to me. They won't continue. They won't date another man until another man is right there, right? So they are more likely, and it's been a study of this. Women are more likely to get in a relationship right out of a relationship, right? And what that does is that's not giving you the proper time to heal, the proper time to process what you just went through, right? So what happens is you take a lot of that baggage, a lot of that luggage, a lot of that craziness, a lot of that bad juju from that previous relationship, and you take it to the new one. That's how that remains like consistent. And again, man, you got to look at you for it becomes you, like me. If I got kids by different women, it was me, right? I take accountability for that, but I'm able to do that, right? I'm able to take accountability because men do, because men do. I'm sorry, but the difference between a man having different kids by different women and a woman having different kids by different men, I don't make the rules. I just live by them. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, but we'll get more than that later. Let's continue.
They haven't seen what I've been all the things I've been through, or what have you, Or some men know what it is. They just need those words of encouragement and words of reassurance. So when I put out videos like this, it's not to demean nobody. At the end of the day, I like people. I like people overall. And I want people to be the best versions of themselves. And have the fortitude, the mental fortitude, to know how to go out here and deal with some of these modern issues and societal issues. It ain't all about women. But since we're on the subject, why? Because a lot of men don't want to, they feel as though these relationships are overrated. It's overrated to deal with a nagging, immature, modern woman.
Out the gate. Ain't no other way to put it. You know, and I've seen it's a trend. A lot of women has become nagging. I don't need no man. If it's the man's house, get out my house. That's why it's important for the man to have his own home. That's why it's important. It's 60% more likely for a woman to kick a man out as opposed to a man kick a woman out. You know what I'm saying? So the number to support women getting overly emotional and kicking a man out from an argument, from a mishap, from whatever the case may be, right? And I say that to say because women are emotional creatures, and we all know that, we agree with that, right? But some get overly emotional, and those are more or less the modern women, the feminists, the women you want to stay away from. But I say that to say, man, that's why it's important to have your own shit. Point blank. Point blank. No woman can tell me to get out, ever, right? Have they ever done it? Sure. Which led me to boss up, right? It led me to get my ducks in a row. It led me to be able to, oh, I don't like the way that felt. Man, I got my son. We homeless. This is crazy. Let me boss up. All right, I got this. Boom. You feel me? Like, at the end of the day, that's how it should go, man. So, yeah, man. Let's continue, though.
It's like, okay, if it was all about sex, then sure, I'm going to get some sex out of being in a relationship. But it ain't that deep to men anymore. Do we still love sex? Yeah. That would be crazy if I said, no, men don't like sex no more. We do. But a lot of these guys is feeling though, these times is so stressful, and society is so in a uproar, and everything is flippity floppity, and everything is turned upside down, where we dealing with enough just getting through day by day. Just day by day, whether it's financially, mentally, physically, safely. There's a lot going on in this world as far as a lot of violence. So we dealing with that on a regular basis for the most part.
And when they say we mean men. So what happens is if a robber, if an intruder breaks into a house and it's you and your wife or you and your girlfriend, you and your kids, who are the kids? And the kids supposed to, but who is the wife going to look at to go and see what's going on downstairs? Right? You, the man. So we deal with enough, right? We work, we take care, we bring in the money, we make sure everybody's safe. And we teach the kids how the boys how to be men, and we show women, little girls, our daughters, we show them how a man is supposed to look. So we play a pivotal role in both the little girl and the little boy life, right? We have enough going on. So to be nagging, to be just argumentative for no reason, and that's one thing, man, he's really pounding on, if you're listening, argumentative. You know what I'm saying? Too much size for what? You know, and to me, that comes from their household, single mom household. I mean, let's just talk about it. Single mom's household produce women that feel like they don't need men because their mom felt like they ain't need a man, but their grandma had a grandpa, right? So times of old were a lot better. These times now, we see what's happening. We don't gotta talk about it, but you know, let's continue.
And gotta come home to a nagging chick, or it might not just even be nagging, because a lot of women like to say, well, nagging, that's just one thing, and they don't understand the premise of a nagging woman, because obviously they deal with men. So dealing with a man, for most men, it could be some, you know, just like as drama queens as drama kings, so it could be some nagging, drama, toxic behind men out here as well. But if we speaking on the woman's aspect, a lot of women.
And I want to just expound on that. He said before women go crazy, oh, you down on women? Nah, there's men who's out here practically they're the women, right? They act like women, they talk like women, they dress like women. Cool. And we're not talking about those men, right? The men without a job, the men that's not trying, the men that's not taking care of that. We're not talking about those cats. So don't associate that to help support an argument that's not to be supported, if that makes sense. But I just wanted to point that out. Let's continue.
Do that. They highly disagreeable. A lot of them is just hard to deal with. And they don't see that because they live in their own skin and they've been a woman for all their life. 30, 40, 50 years, however old they are. So they don't feel it. And when a lot of them see these crazy behaviors, they just turn the naked eye to it and say, oh, it ain't every woman and it ain't that bad. But it really is. A lot of them is highly neurotic, highly disagreeable. Every little small thing is over exaggerated and turned into a problem.
Um, this one hit home. When and fellas, please listen to that. Like write that down, tattoo it on you. If you are in a relationship where everything you do gets blowed up, just being this catastrophic problem, you forget to take out the trash, right? And men, that's kind of our thing, you know. And women can help too. You know, I mean, nothing wrong with that. Just trash going outside. But you know, to blow that up to you're nothing, you're not this, you're horrible, you're not a man. If a woman says all of that due to the crime of not taking out the trash, that punishment does not fit that crime. Right. There's something else she's harboring. That's other hate she's carrying. She's not happy. Odds are a man is somewhere in the picture. Even if he's telling her good morning, even if he's saying she looks nice today, there's somebody else that makes her feel more valid. When in retrospect, you are making her feel valid. It's just that some women are hard to please. So, hey, just saying, man, let's continue.
Can't get along with people, a lot of them. You take them places. It's always an attitude. I hear the stories. I see it on social media. I've dealt with it in my life before. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. And a lot of women just can't comprehend why is men like this? Why is men not capable?
Well, you know, I wouldn't say women can't comprehend. I feel like they're totally aware of what's happening. I feel like a lot of it was kind of self-installed, or like it's been pre-installed as far as the mom, as far as the aunts, as far as their living conditions, as far as how they was raised, where they grew up. But as far as them being aware, they are aware that what they are doing is not idealistic for a woman to be with a man. They know. It's no way. It's no way you walk around all day long and not understand how you treating your husband, how you treating your boyfriend, how you treating your significant other, whatever the case you want to call it. It's no way you don't understand that this is not right. You know what I'm saying? When you yell at him all the time, or when you're not happy, when he's taking all this money, spending it on you, when he's paying the bills, and you're just living freely, all frivolous, as if nothing's the issue. You understand. You know. You get it. You get it. You understand. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen. I know cats right now that's just going through it, and all I can do is just pray for them, man, because you know at the end of the day, a cat got to get sick and tired in real life, like in real life. You feel me? I swear to God, man, you can't just goddamn think it's gonna wake. You gonna wake up one day and it's gonna be good. It's never going to get good, sir. I mean, as a matter of fact, I see it getting progressively worse before it gets better. Just how it goes, you know what I'm saying? If somebody has a wound on their foot and it's infected, it's going to stay infected until treated. Like, it's not just going to go away, and that's how I view toxic relationships. Until you actively do something about it, that wound remains being infected. You know what I'm saying? But We're going to close up, listen to a few more minutes, and I'm going to give you how I feel overall.
And folding because they just not. A lot of men done been there and done it. Your average guy that been around the block, he feel as though, listen, I done had my fair share. Not saying I'm not trying to still live life because we ain't in the graveyard yet, but I done had my fair share of rendezvous or whatever you want to call it. My peace ain't worth, my peace of my mental ain't worth all this commotion and chaos. And what they do is they'll a lot of women, they'll tell back a little bit, but it's only temporary. And that's why I said it's by nature. When I say stuff like that, it's not taken up for women. It's just their nature is to be these overzealous, borderline demonic creatures. They nature for modern times. See, that's where it gets misconstrued.
Man, at the end of the day, first and foremost, go add One Deep 215. Dude just be spitting some real, man, and a lot of his videos are based on the same topic, so it's definitely some interesting videos. But listen, I say that to say, at the end of the day, man, I'm noticing there's a lot more single men that I know. You feel me? Cats that I work with, cats that I talk to on a daily basis, family members, my little cousins, my older cousins, my uncles. A lot of men are remaining single because they see how things are, right? It's almost like women, they're on this, what do you have? How much you make? Are you 6 foot? Do you have abs and all? And that's cool. But what do you have? What do you rate yourself? Are you a 4? Are you a 5? Are you a 3 pretending to be a 10? Like, these are same questions we can turn back to y'all. But how about getting to know somebody? How about getting a good man? Because what's happening is a lot of women are aiming up, right? They're not aesthetically capable of pulling a high value man. So what happens is they trick themselves into thinking they're a high value woman. But not everybody is a 10. And it's cool to have confidence. I get it. It's cool to feel like you a bad bitch. Which at the end of the day, if a woman calls herself a bad bitch, I'm out the gate. I'm done. I don't even need nobody thinking that whole ideology is. I already know what I'm getting. I already know what I'm getting, and I don't want no parts of it. Just saying. But it all goes back to allowing the man to lead. So at the end of the day, man, how y'all feel? Why y'all think men are single? Women, why you think men are single? And men, why you think, a lot of these women ain't got nobody? Because it's the whole single culture out there. You know what I'm saying? The whole F in free. I'm F dude free. I don't need no man. It's a whole culture out here. But I see like Cardi B, everybody pushing that narrative. Yet and still, she keep a boyfriend. She out here saying, women this, women that, women empowerment, but she keep a boyfriend. Meanwhile, y'all bumping this music and letting it infect y'all mental as if, what I'm saying, is actually what she's doing. It's not what she's doing. She want that peace at home with, and I bet you $20 billion, bruh. Dude leading. Like, he's not listening to Cardi control everything. And it's probably like a fair exchange, I'm sure. But ultimately, if it's a decision to be made, Diggs is going to make it, not Cardi. She understands the dynamic of letting the man lead. She just don't rap about it because that's not what's going to sell. You feel what I'm getting at? But anyway, man, let me know in the comments how y'all feel about this video, man. You already know how I go, man. They gonna hate. Let them hate. Get them out your way. Keep shining. Keep grinding. It's all about timing, and we out.